Graduates, guests, faculty, and staff, welcome to the 2021 MSx graduation ceremony at the Stanford University Graduate School of Business. 11 months ago, you arrived here at the GSB, and I welcomed your class over Zoom. I am so happy that we are here together in CEMEX. We have definitely come a long way over the past year. Now, before we begin the ceremony, I'd like to start by recognizing our guests, the families and friends who have provided support and made the effort to be here today. Let's have a round of applause for our guests. And I'd also like to share a brief video message of congratulations from Stanford's president, Marc Tessier-Lavigne.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to each of you on earning your Masters of Science in Management. During your time at Stanford, you've explored intellectually, refined your skills, and reflected on your careers and your goals for the future. I'm always impressed with our MSx students for taking the time to invest in themselves and advance their knowledge. But your cohort in particular took on this task at a deeply uncertain time. You persevered through a delayed start, adapted to new ways of learning, and built a strong community despite the challenges you faced. The spirit of leadership, determination, and commitment that you honed through this experience will help you immeasurably throughout your careers. Your hard work and dedication have brought you to today, and I hope you're all tremendously proud. As you join the ranks of Stanford alumni, I urge you to use your talents and the skills you've honed here to shape the lives you want to lead and to contribute to our broader world. I can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations once again on your remarkable achievements.
A graduation ceremony is about celebrating what you've achieved and what you will go on to do. And I'd like to start by looking back. And let's start by rolling back the clock to the fall of 2019. You were all leading your lives, very successful lives by all counts, spread out all over the globe in more than 20 countries, working in different industries: finance, healthcare, tech, education, government. Many of you had advanced degrees already. Many of you had children, spouses, mortgages. You were leading teams. The mortgages part, yeah. You were leading teams. Some of you had started organizations. And yet, you wanted something more. You wanted to think about your career, your life, how you might take it in a new direction or to the next level. You were dreaming bigger. And that led you to Stanford. Or you thought that was leading you to Stanford. Of course, March 2020 rolled around and had other plans for all of us. And the GSB, like the rest of the world, had to move online, and your path here became much less straightforward. We made a difficult decision to postpone the start date of your program, making you unique in the history of the GSB. And of course, you had many factors to consider: your jobs, your family, visas, housing, expiring GMAT scores, not to mention maintaining your own physical and mental health at the onset and that of your family at the onset of the pandemic. And you had to answer a basic question: would it make sense to put everything on hold and come to Stanford for a year to study business and to study leadership in the midst of a global pandemic? Well, you're here, so clearly the answer was yes. Now, Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step." You took that step, and you didn't know how the program was going to go or whether we would be able to resume in-person learning, whether you would ever meet the faculty members in person, or your classmates for that matter. You took that step and you took a risk, and that says a lot about you, individually and collectively. And over the last year, you moved from interacting with each other over Zoom to sharing classrooms with your cohort, to the super summer, and now to the fall quarter. And you came together as a class. You planned virtual kids events. You held MSx Moments conversations with professors and other speakers at EVGR. You even drove around, apparently, in a pickup truck, helping your other classmates move. You took Paths to Power with Jeff Pfeffer. David Krebs pushed your knowledge of microeconomics. Jennifer Acker enlightened you about the relationship between business and humor. You refined your leadership skills in interpersonal dynamics and managing growing enterprises. You earned the admiration of our faculty. In fact, some of our faculty are now advocating to teach their classes an MSx-only elective. You've taken the time to think about what you want to do. Do you want to change your career? Maybe start a company with someone you've met here. Or maybe you've realized that you want to return to your job, to your industry, but with a new perspective. The magic of being at Stanford is being exposed to a breadth of people, of ideas, of skills, of different approaches to management and leadership. One thing is certain: there will be many opportunities for each of you in the years to come, and I hope that when you remember this year, you will remember it both for the opportunities it created and for the people that you met and for the chance that you had to reset and reflect on your own aspirations about how you wanted to pursue the next phase of your career and your lives. And I hope you will do that in ways that are filled with meaning and contribute to the greater good. You are graduating at a time of enormous change, an acceleration of technology, a rethinking of work, the opportunity to build and reshape organizations, and with the skills and the knowledge that will help you go on in business to tackle some of the great challenges and changes of our time. A time of disruption and change is exactly the moment when a Stanford education is the most valuable. And more than other classes, perhaps more than any other class, you've learned how to deal with uncertainty and with ambiguity, to be adaptable, to be resilient, and those are powerful lessons for your career and your life. MSx Class of 2021, congratulations. I wish you all the best. And now I have the great pleasure of introducing our graduation speaker, Noushin Hashemi. A graduate of the MSx Class of 1993, Noushin is a tech veteran, an entrepreneur, an investor, a philanthropist. She is the founder and CEO of January AI, a precision health tech company that harnesses the power of artificial intelligence to prevent, predict, postpone, and manage chronic disease. Noushin also guides a family office that includes investments in over 100 companies. She is a co-founder and president of the Hand Foundation, dedicated to building better communities by enabling the growth and advancement of individuals. She has received numerous public honors, including this summer, the World Economic Forum recognizing her and her company, January AI, as technology pioneers. Noushin is also a dedicated alumni of the GSB and member of the Stanford community. She serves on the advisory board of the Stanford Institute for Economic Policy Research, is involved at the School of Medicine, and is a member of the GSB's Advisory Council, where she is invariably the most involved, enthusiastic, and engaged participant in discussions about the school and the future of business and leadership. Please join me in welcoming Noushin Hashemi.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dean Levin, faculty, family members, and friends. And hello, MSx Class of 2021. It is a true honor to be celebrating this important milestone with each of you. Today marks the end of your time as a GSB student and the beginning of your journey as a proud GSB alum. Not only will you feel deeply connected to this venerable, uniquely entrepreneurial, and impact-focused institution for decades to come, but you will also cherish the enduring friendships that you have nurtured during your time here. I know these things to be true from my personal experience. While every class is special in its own way, this class experienced something truly extraordinary, a global pandemic that upended our world and shut down even places of worship, which had remained open during 2 world wars. Consequently, the fate of this class convening on this magical campus was up in the air for a long time. Eventually, 4 cohorts, rather than the usual 3, were admitted, and the year kicked into gear, first virtually and then in person. And here's the kicker, with no MBAs in sight. As members of this preeminent school of leadership, your class ideated, advocated, and negotiated the amazing Super Summer, the most coveted MBA electives taught just for you. Demonstrating their characteristic generosity and care, the administration and faculty obliged and showed up during summer. After all, so much of leadership is about showing up. You had 11 electives. Wow. When I was a student here, we only had 2. However, I must say that those 2 proved life-altering. In Jeffrey Pfeffer's Power and Politics, among many cognitions, I learned that whistleblowers who risk everything to do the right thing are often feared and not trusted. Small Business with Jim Collins planted the seeds of entrepreneurship, warned of people who go back and forth too many times when accepting a job offer, and gave us lasting concepts like big, hairy, audacious goals and having the right people in the right seats on the bus. You seem to have enjoyed classes like New Ventures, Touchy-Feely, Strategic Communications, Paths to Power, and Managing Growing Organizations with your beloved Dave Dotson. Moments of adversity present our greatest opportunities, and what may have started as a challenging year for the MSx class of 2021 ended as one that was truly remarkable. Now on to the future. This pandemic won't be the last world-changing event that you will witness in your lifetime. In reality, it is only one of the first. The rate of change is accelerating, but no longer in a singular direction. Historically, we have experienced one major revolution at a time. Our species became anatomically modern about 300,000 years ago in East Africa. Around 50,000 years ago, we became behaviorally modern, gaining the ability for symbolic thought. Around 12,000 years ago, we have evidence of early agriculture and the first stationary settlements. Around 5,000 years ago, writing. A mere 250 years ago, the Industrial Revolution and the rise of capitalism. During the lifetimes of many present here today in the mid-1990s, the information age. More recently, the lives of almost everyone here have included the mass adoption of the internet and the mobile revolution. You don't need to be a statistician to see the trend. As our collective knowledge and coordination capabilities have exponentially increased, the time between each revolution has exponentially decreased. Today, the speed has become so rapid that we are in the midst of multiple revolutions concurrently, as they are not all pointing towards the same future. Furthermore, not only are these revolutions happening at the same time, they're also interacting with and altering each other, resulting in highly unpredictable outcomes. You're all aware of big technological phenomena like the metaverse, genomics and gene editing, 3D and 4D printing and manufacturing, 5G, autonomous vehicles, natural language processing, voice interfaces and chatbots, cloud and edge computing, blockchains and NFTs, cobots and robotic process automation, which will affect every single industry. What about smart devices? Smart used to just mean connected. Now it generally means powered by machine learning algorithms. Smartphones use AI to improve the quality of our pictures. A smart car will use facial recognition to see if we're paying attention to the road and alert us if we're getting tired. Soon, smart toilets will use computer vision to analyze our stool samples and inform us of gastrointestinal issues. With IoT, universities, hospitals, and museums, whole cities, in fact, can become intelligent, providing easy access, environmental comfort, and security. Remotely or autonomously piloted drones and unmanned aerial vehicles have changed the face of military operations. We will see them transform search and rescue missions, firefighting, law enforcement, and transportation. Drone taxis, anyone? On the life sciences side, mRNA technology of COVID vaccine fame can be deployed to address a range of infectious diseases and even cancer. We've been wearing continuous heart rate monitors for a couple of decades, but now more and more these smartwatches are becoming health devices. Healthy people are wearing continuous glucose monitors, and not too long from now, we'll see continuous ketone and lactate monitors. I'm personally counting down the years to continuous insulin and the ultimate sensor, cortisol monitors. Cortisol informs of chronic stress, which triggers immune and inflammatory responses, increasing susceptibility to diseases like autoimmune, cardiometabolic, and mental diseases, as well as cancer. Multiomics integration, where we combine wearable data with data from exposome, epigenome, microbiome, metabolome, proteome, transcriptome, genome, screenome, and other omes, will deliver whole person precision health, where at scale, we can predict just about anything about a person's health. On the horizon, we are seeing nuclear fusion, which, if we can bring into reality, will provide inexpensive, unlimited zero-emissions electricity. Cellular agriculture, which produces animal products from cells rather than entire animals, can change the way we produce foods like fats and proteins. Our increasing ability to understand materials and control matter on a tiny or nano scale is giving rise to exciting new materials and products such as bendable displays, and inconceivably fast computers capable of solving seemingly intractable problems will make our current state-of-the-art technology seem archaic. These combinations of permutations are endless, and their outcomes unprecedented and mostly unimaginable. Underlying and overlaying every single one of these revolutions is AI, itself the most transformative force of all. Machines will learn and act intelligently and remodel and reshape humans and our planet in unforeseen ways. But is this all better? Is it all for the better? Well, has Facebook connected or divided us? Robots handling mundane tasks are good. How about robot police officers handling mobs? Brain-computer interfaces can help disabled people move their prosthetics, but they can also help militaries take over minds of their human soldiers. AI scientists believe that we'll get to ASI, artificial superintelligence, where machines become self-aware and surpass the capacity of human intelligence and ability by around 2050. Hopefully, as a civilization, we take our time with AI and develop it responsibly and safely, increasing the chances of ending up with a friendly ASI that solves every problem on Earth, including poverty, climate, and aging. It is not beyond the realm of possibility, though, that governments, militaries, and rogue actors rush towards AI in a way that leads to a not-so-friendly ASI, hastening the end of our species. If this sounds over the top, consider the fact that ASI can come about in ways that we can't even imagine. Our brains are not even capable of predicting the things that can happen. What else is happening around 2050? Unless water use is drastically reduced, severe water shortages will grip the planet. The World Bank warns we might have more than 200 million climate refugees. Just think about it. 1 million refugees destabilize Europe and split the UK. The International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources says that if current trends in overfishing, ocean warming, and pollution continue, we'll run out of seafood by 2050. Without a doubt, these trends, and importantly, the tech-accelerated rich-poor gap, is likely to lead to massive social unrest. So, what will be the source of calm? The beacon of stability, the gospel truth. Who will light our path to peace and happiness? As the 13th century poet and philosopher Rumi said, The universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you already are. I believe that you can find your essence if you look at the data from your own life objectively. This requires taking a meta look at yourself and zooming out of your job, your family, your network, your company, even your country. If you look for meaning in a specific destination, only if I had this title at that company, only if I started my own business, only if I bought that home or became a member of that club, you risk setting yourself up for failure. In a volatile world, those destinations may change overnight, as many of them did with COVID. So defining your success too narrowly can lead to disillusionment. Instead of aiming for a destination, seek out a direction. Let's call that your North Star, the nexus of what you're good at, what you love, and what the world needs. It will set you up for success and continuously provide meaning, no matter what turn the world takes. The first thing to understand is that what you're good at. Your innate power derives from your natural talents, proclivities, and competencies, areas where you have force multipliers. If you spend a minute on something that takes others 3, that's your superpower. So how do we discover what we're good at? Do we ask our partner, consult our performance reviews, survey our friends? Do we see what we've written on resumes or backtrack from job descriptions we want to have? Those can be valuable, but are often shaped by narratives and norms rather than the data and insights from our actual lived experiences. Rather than trying to catch our reflection in others' mirrors, we can take the time to do the work, to reflect and introspect, find and look at the data. We inherit powerful methods to get to the bottom of things from principles of need finding in design thinking. To get the right data in front of us, we need to ask the right questions. In this case, the devil is in the semantic details. You don't want to ask a rephrasing of the answer you're looking for, like, what am I good at? That would query your preconceived syntheses and notions that are likely riddled with bias towards your past decisions or future ambitions. Instead, we want to query the raw experiences themselves and see where those take us. That way, we can cluster up from the data itself. In this spirit, a question you could ask that would help you understand what you're good at would be, when was a time that I experienced flow? By using the word when, we can recall specific instances instead of pre-synthesized notions. And flow, as you may recall, is getting so immersed and absorbed in doing something that you lose sense of time. It is the intersection of a task that has high difficulty and one in which you have high competency. So looking for flow implicitly queries things that you're good at. The idea here is to see ourselves in all our dimensions. As competencies are not topic-specific, even if they express themselves in a specific domain, the higher level skill is translatable. Now that we have our question, we can ideate the answers. Post-it notes on a big blank wall is a good way to capture your answers. You want your responses to be movable, so you can group them. Once you have your experiences laid out, say 50 to 100 of them, cluster them by activity type to see the patterns. Once you have your clusters, you can meta-group these to see the highest level trends, or your flow zones. These are high-level competencies that are domain agnostic, like analyzing, synthesizing, presenting, or teaching. This is the overall method for each question that creates your North Star, not only for finding what you're good at, but also what you love and what the world needs. First, you pose a question that queries raw experiences related to that larger question. Next, you recall as many experiences as you can. Then you cluster and meta-cluster to find patterns. After finding what you're good at, we layer on the topics that you love. When did it feel like play to do that thing that you're good at, as opposed to it feeling like work? When did it feel like play to do that thing that you're good at as opposed to it feeling like work. This clustering reveals the passion zones, and you will arrive at what is actually you and not just the way you've been presenting yourself. Often we adopt the passions of our parents or those that our heroes believe to be worthy. We should acknowledge and honor their passions, but following them is taking the path of least resistance. It's easy to do what others want us to do because it makes money or is socially celebrated. But these external sources of passion erode our agency and make us susceptible to damage when big changes happen. We need to hunt down our own assumptions before a turbulent world does. Steve Jobs killed the enormously successful iPod to give life to the iPhone. Management consultants and investors may have advised them otherwise. So far, our quest for the North Star has been focused on us. What are we good at, and what do we love? But to truly find a direction in life that is nourishing to us, all the research shows it must also be nourishing to others. With that in mind, what does the world need from you? You can start to unpack this by asking, when is a time I felt called to serve? Once again, practice your design thinking methods. Flare out and focus in, generating as many instances as you can possibly think of, going back to your earliest memories as a child. Then cluster and meta-cluster to find your purpose zones. Now you should have the meta-clusters of what you're good at, what you love, and what the world needs from you. Your North Star lives at the intersection of these three insights. Often our job addresses only one, if we're lucky, leaving us playing catch-up on the other two in our free time. And for many of us, neglecting them altogether. By looking at our data and following where it points us, we can work in a way where every minute of work is nourishing us threefold: intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. You may have noticed I didn't mention material fulfillment. This is because, A, you know how to make money. That's how you got to the top business school in the world. B, it's overvalued and ubiquitously covered already. And C, it does not guarantee peace of mind, joyful relations, or health. Indeed, it is often our hyper-focus on material accumulation that deteriorates those sacred and meaningful things. Remember this: every breakthrough in science comes with a breakthrough in models. You can't make quantum computers or nanobots or nuclear fusion using models from a world that excludes these possibilities. To become a radically better leader, to guide your own life, and to positively influence the lives of others during these turbulent times, you need a new model. And we all know what a good model needs: good data. The more objectively you collect data about your life, the better your model and the great leader you will become. Our hyper-dynamic world needs sober, stable, and energetic leaders. As MSxers, you have already taken the step to pivot and retool. Now peel off the accumulated dead weight of destinations, narratives, and norms, and find your North Star. I leave you with 4 parting thoughts, born of my own lifelong quest for meaning and impact. 1, learn design thinking. Master it. Use it in your work, home life, with friends, and philanthropy. 2, your biggest contribution to the world may be taking care of the people around you, and especially your kids. Raise your kids yourselves. Spend time with them. Get to know them well. In this superficially connected world, deep connections are priceless. Have empathy for your kids. The world we're handing to them is stormy. Have high expectations of them, but do so in the context of the world today, not the one that your parents lived in when they were raising you. And this advice applies to mentees as well. 3, health is wealth. To pursue your North Star, survive the next pandemic, and to thrive in an explosive world, be as healthy and bio-resilient as you can possibly be. This is a bit hypocritical because I struggle with this myself. Yes, I'm a work in progress. As you know, the warranty runs out around age 40. So take time to establish a new baselines. Try a neuropsychology test for cognitive function and finding your superpowers. It's not too late to discover how you learn and lean into those gifts and insights. Take a full body MRI, which can be predictive and tilt the odds in your favor. Take your EEG and EKG, early detection blood and stool tests, and take them again every few years to see how you're trending. Explore omics, wear monitors and dial your lifestyle. Adopt healthy habits. Food, especially fiber, is our biggest lever of health. 4, stay engaged with your class. Make point of visiting your classmates when you travel. Celebrate each other's wins and kudos and shout-outs, with kudos and shout-outs. Convene on quarterly Zoom calls and organize reunions. Take advantage of Stanford's abundant educational opportunities, including the D-School, Institute of Human-Centered Artificial Intelligence, and the New School of Sustainability, and give to Stanford. A lot of people gave a lot of themselves to make this experience possible for you. Be a good ancestor and leave good things behind for future generations. Class of 2021, thank you. Thank you in advance for the solutions to the problems of people and planet that you will be introducing to our world, and for the novel blueprints of humble and human-centric leadership that we will no doubt design along the way. We will all be beneficiaries of your collective contributions. And as your fellow Stanford alum, I will be cheering you on. You've already given me great hope for the future. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Nasheen. That was great advice, especially for the parents out there. I thought that was quite helpful, and a nice perspective on a lot of topics. So thank you so much, Nasheen, for taking the time to be with us and for those words. It is my honor to present the MSx Teaching Award. Every MSx student takes a core curriculum covering topics in accounting, data and decisions, ethics, finance, marketing, microeconomics, negotiations, operations and strategy, organizational behavior, and strategy beyond markets. Beyond these core courses, students also take a wide variety of electives at the GSB. Each year, the MSx class votes to award a faculty member with the MSx Teaching Award, and this year the voting process was coordinated by MSx academic officers Catherine Garlinghouse, Yuki Medota, I'm sorry about that, and Katja Pechanihina. Thanks to the three of them for your work on this. So they worked very hard because they had 67 nominations for 22 instructors. It was obvious that many instructors, many of whom are up on the stage, are beloved by the MSx class in disciplines ranging from accounting, finance and economics to marketing, management, and organizational behavior. One instructor, however, made a particularly lasting impact on this class, and it is my great honor to announce that the winner of this year's MSx Teaching Award is David Dotson. Described by many as simply amazing, Dave went out of his way to make class interesting and useful. It was obvious to the students that Dave has genuine care for student well-being, loves teaching, and has truly contagious, I would almost say infectious energy that was present in every single interaction. Multiple students commented on Dave's efforts to elevate the experience of MSx students and create a learning environment truly tailored to this special community. Practically speaking, Dave, as always, was incredibly well organized, effectively taught students about useful toolkits to align both personal and professional goals, and changed the definitions of success, happiness, and risk-taking. Finally, multiple students commented that Dave is more than just a teacher. He's a mentor and a life guide whose closing remarks at the end of the quarter were described as truly breathtaking and memorable. One thing that makes this award so great is that Dave was truly as excited and enthusiastic about his summer teaching as the students were about having him teach them. Long before Dave knew he was going to win this award, he was raving to me and others about his summer MSx MGE sections. So congratulations, Dave, and thank you so much for all your contributions to this class's academic experience. The late R.J. Miller, who was the dean of the GSB from 1968 to 1978, founded the Certificate in Public Management and Social Innovation program here at the GSB. The certificate program educates leaders who understand societal issues, design for and evaluate impact, and understand the specificities of the management of social organizations in both the public and the private sectors. In a world faced with dire global health, equity, and sustainability challenges, today's certificate programs take the spirit of our GSB motto, change lives, change organizations, change the world, to its full potential. From this MSx cohort, we have 11 certificate candidates. Their names are listed in the program, and I offer you all congratulations on completing that. We will be announcing graduation awards at a later time as final calculations are going on as we speak. Those awards include recognizing the top 10% of the class as Robert L. Joss Scholars. Bob Joss, who this is named after, has joined us today, so thank you for being here, Bob. And about 6 or 7 of you will be attached to Bob for the rest of your lives. The top student in the class, the person with the highest GPA in GSB classes, will be awarded the George G.C. Parker Award. George had full intentions of being here today. I think he got his regalia and was all set, and at the last minute was called away to another meeting that he couldn't possibly miss. He sends his regrets, and he asked me for an excused absence, which I'm going to go ahead and grant him. But we will be happy to announce the winner of that award very, very soon. Before I hand over the podium, I wanted to just say a few things about the MSx class of 2021. Since March of 2020, I'm so sick of saying unprecedented. I cannot tell you. We throw that word around too much, and, there's a lot of stuff that's been unprecedented, but it is an understatement to say the challenges faced by this class were unprecedented. They were truly exceptional. As a group, you showed amazing resilience in waiting 6 extra months to start the program. You arrived in the Bay Area at basically the high point of the epidemic, and you did the first half of the program with hardly an opportunity to leave your apartments and meet your classmates. So, those were amazing challenges, and you all faced those and made the best of it, and we really appreciate that. Despite that, this class was an extremely academically engaged group, and you found a group of leaders, and I want to give a special shout out to Felipe, JY, Catherine, Nicole, Katja, Hannah. I've probably forgotten a few others, and I apologize for that. I want to give a special shout out to all of them for their dedicated work. That group I mentioned and some others were dedicated advocates for all of you as their classmates. They truly were. And they were wonderful partners to the GSB administration, for which we're very grateful. So I want to thank them and all the rest of you for your flexibility and teamwork to make the most of this very challenging time and of your overall GSB experience. This is the end of the journey, and it was very different from what you anticipated when you applied to the MSx program. I know that like any MSx class, It's a transformative experience, and your lives have been forever changed. And while a lot of the experiences you envisioned had to be altered and were constrained, I hope you will look back fondly on your time here at the GSB. And I also hope you're going to stay involved with the GSB. You're moving from the student community into our alumni community, and as I hope you've already seen, our alumni play an important part in the academic experience here, and it's my wish that you too will engage with the GSB's academic mission as alumni. Give your time and experience generously to future classes. I could say a lot more about what the MSx program can mean for students, but who better than our graduates to talk about their experiences this past year?
If I had to choose one word to describe my experience, it would be transformative.
My one word to describe this year is eye-opening.
A word to describe my MSx experience this year would be great.
Exceptional.
Unforgettable.
My experience in MSx is filled with love,
Family.
Growth.
Transformation.
If there's one word that I could use to describe my experience at the GSB is belief.
Amazing.
Exciting. Inspiration.
Transformational.
The word that I'd use to describe my MSx experience is on.
World opener.
Life-changing.
Mind-blowing.
Exhilarating.
incredible.
I came in with an idea of what it might be like, but I've been constantly surprised at every turn by the people that I've met, the experiences that I've had, and just the overall energy of this place.
Before I came, I was doubtful, but I am sure this was the best decisions I ever made.
This year at the GSB have changed my definition of success, happiness, and taking risks.
The relationships both with my class and across the GSB are what has made this experience truly spectacular.
For some of us, confidence can be a revolutionary thought, and the GSB community, the students, alumni, and professors has just been giving me all the reasons to believe in myself, as they are my role models in their beliefs of making a change for this world.
It is the people, the students, the teachers, alumni, that make this place so special.
The thing that surprised me the most about my time at Stanford was how humbling it can be. Now, there were certainly a lot of areas where I felt that my talents and strengths were reinforced, but this place challenged me.
I am unequivocally most grateful for the people that I have met here.
I love GSB, I love Stanford, and I love my family who strongly supported me throughout the year.
Stanford made my world bigger. I enjoyed every single day of the program.
Stanford has opened my mind to new ideas, expanded my view of what I'm capable of, and connected me with lifelong relationships.
What the MSx has meant to me, understanding that there are no crazy ideas.
The thing that I'm going to take away from this experience is the Stanford mantra. It's to change lives, change organizations, and change the world. And I'm going to do that in the healthcare space.
I love you all. Thank you so much. It was an amazing year.
Isn't that a great video? Thank you, everybody who contributed, even those who couldn't stick to the one-word limit. Finally, I'd like to now introduce Associate Dean Margaret Hayes, who will read the names of MSx degree candidates as they walk across the stage.
Hadish Batu. Tiffany Ashley Bell. Bill Alexander Benessi. Daniel Bernstein. Trip Bhatia. Zachary Blaisdell. Katrina Carey. Pradeep Singh Chawla. Marty Tommy Lynn Chen. Hannah J. Cho. Vikas Chaudhry. Theo Chu. Mali Coimbatore. Luis Carlos Cruz. Shota Daido. Isabelle de Andrade Araujo. Alexi Dunaway. Catherine Lily French. Jose Matias Fuentes Mattioli. Catherine Elizabeth Garlinghouse. Kunal Ghosh. Anirudh Golvakur. Felipe Freitas. Mimi Gupta. June Hanida. Sadab Jain. Yassine Lagziwi. Leon Lauk. Wenyi Le. Ryan Leonard Pay. J.Y. Lim. Nabil Mansouri. Michael John Madamo, Jr. Yuki Misota. Aikedim Nurkanova. Morgan Joseph O'Brien III. Jason O'Mahoney. Katia Pechant Nihina. Giacomo Pellegrini. Pablo Rivadeneira Hurtado. Kate Manning Rogers. Michael Sedin. Eduardo Liel. James Patrick Schreffer. Tony Lianfeng Shun. Dr. Madhu Shetty. Maria Fernanda Sierra Perea. Katia Sol. Nicole Christina Renee Swanson. Michael Titus. Josh Vanderlip. Tomas Vargas. Andre Ventura Fernandez. Lyndall Wilson. Prashant Yadav. Kana Yamaguchi. Lee Yi. Alexandra Lauren Yick. Lulu Yu. Shan Yu. Ryan Jian Zhou. Edmund Joey Zhao. Nicolás Siperovich.
Graduates, guests, faculty, and staff, this concludes the 2021 MSx graduation ceremony at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. I have to say that seeing all of you up on that screen talking about the program and walking across the stage leaves me with a great feeling of optimism and hope for the future. And before we leave the auditorium for the reception in Vitellakis Courtyard, which I hope everyone will attend, let's have one final round of applause for the graduating class. So congratulations, MSx Class of 2021. And now let me ask the guests to please remain in your seats. We will recess out from CEMEX Auditorium, the faculty, then the graduating class, and then please all join us across the street at Vitellakis Courtyard for the reception. So congratulations, Class of 2021.
you.